Hello, everyone. It is Monday, April 13th, 2015, and I'm horribly sick with mono. And have been for over a week now, and it is so fun.
It's great because mono is like this disease that makes you feel like you have a lot of time to play games, but you don't actually
Oh yeah,
because you fall asleep.
except I didn't for a week.
Yeah.
Not even at night. I did not sleep. It was god awful. I was tired all the time, and yet I did not sleep. In 6 days, I had about 10 hours of sleep.
Wow.
Mono's a terrible disease.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were like really miserable at my house
Yeah, I visited Kelly for the first time in like a year.
forever. Yeah.
We went to WonderCon. It was a huge mistake for me.
We were both sick at WonderCon. It was great. We were just
Yeah.
like hacking, smelling, like
Wear like
sneezing.
masks?
Huh?
Do you at least wear face masks?
Of course
No.
not. We were like patient zero at WonderCon. So everyone who got sick from WonderCon, you're welcome.
Yeah. The moment I entered any big hall, I got a huge headache. It was horrible. But then I saw a giant Monster Hunter booth, and it was all okay.
We met up with our guildies though.
That's
We
true.
met up with Fosshock and Ish from our guild. And
One of which I did not meet ever before, not even online.
yeah, it was fun. And
Uh,
we ate pizza and drank beer while sick. It was great.
Yeah, I had like 2 slices of pizza out of the 3 large pizzas that we bought for the 4 of us. I had 1 beer out of like the 24 that we bought for the 4
We
of
bought a
us.
lot of beer. I still have some beer
And then I
left.
felt incredibly sick for the rest of the night from
Oh.
that 1 beer. I felt so bad. And the beer was gross too.
It was. It was a mango beer. And with
Yeah.
the hell yeah, mango beer, it's more like hell no mango beer. Am I right? I am sadly right.
Yeah. And then yeah, I bought I bought exactly $62 worth of merchandise at
All right.
WonderCon.
What?
I bought this little Monster Hunter kitty hat. I bought
Calico.
Yep. Actually, it's a feline, not a palico. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I bought one of those dumb pop vinyls that you see everywhere.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Of Illidan from World of Warcraft.
All right.
I bought a print of a bunch of dwarves from World of Warcraft drinking ale or beer from Samwise Didier, the lead artist for Blizzard, and he signed it.
Oh my
That was
god. And we
awesome.
took a picture with him. He
That's
was
true.
so furry and beardy and long hairy. It was great.
He looks like a has-been metal singer, and considering he's part of Blizzard's in-house metal band, it's fine.
Oh my god.
And then I bought another print from Adventure Time from the artists who do the Adventure Time comic, and got that signed. Got that from my girlfriend. And that is all I bought, and that was all within like an hour on the first day.
God,
That's-
I spent so much money at WonderCon.
Just get all your purchases out of the way up front, so you're not thinking about, God, I hope I have time to get to the exhibit hall during
Exactly.
it.
Well, I mean, in a way, that was the exhibit hall because it was a comic book convention. So you
Oh,
just
that's
saw the artists at the artist alley. You saw some merchandise in the merchandise alley,
Yep.
the dealer hall, and then you saw a panel or something. And then you
Yeah.
And biting balls?
and then you talk to nerds and be like, haha, nerds. Oh, and there were food trucks. And that was basically it. It was a huge convention with not much to do, I think. Other
Yeah,
than,
the
like,
panels,
look at stuff.
it was much more of a fan convention. It's much more for people who are really into comic books, who are looking for what's next coming out from like Aspen, Valiant, not the DC or Marvel, but like some of the smaller big publishers.
There was
and
a
stuff.
lot of Boom presents. Or wait, was it? Yeah, Boom.
Yeah,
Boom,
Boom.
Boom Kaboom. Those two.
Yeah, Boom, Image, Valiant, Dark Horse. They were all there this year, and they all had a lot of panels and signings. And like Long Beach Comic Con and Long Beach Comic Expo is much more geared towards creators and like local
Yeah.
artists and small press, but WonderCon is much more about the culture of comic books and also about the buying and selling of like memorabilia, collectibles, graphic novels, that sort of thing. So if you're really into collecting, WonderCon is for you. Holy shit, there's a ton of toys there. And there was this great Star Wars booth that had really cool lightsabers.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like we found
Or
they were like really expensive.
lightsabers, laser swords.
But they were really expensive.
Yeah.
Like some of them were $300.
Right.
And they had like curved hilt ones, and they had that new one that has the
The
light,
crossbar.
coming out the sides. It was fun.
And they were like mates. You could like hit them against each other. Like they were like really.
It was actually
Durable.
from the same manufacturers that that made the. Remember the Lightsabers Club at UC Irvine?
Oh,
I was
yeah.
gonna ask you if that's the same place
Oh.
you got yours from.
Oh, I think I remember.
Yeah, it was okay. So for those of you who don't know, when I was back in college, I was dating the guy who ran the Lightsabers Club at UC Irvine, and so I ended up joining the club and stuff. And so we would literally duel each other with these lightsabers that were made for dueling. So like you could hit them against each other and they wouldn't break. And so I got Evie and Trevor to come out with us. Yeah, so they were having fun and they were hitting each other. And then I look over and Trevor's on the ground and Evie's feeling really bad and like, oh my god.
He ran into my sword.
You haven't even let Kelly say
I'm
what
just
happened
saying,
yet.
he ran into my sword.
Right. So Trevor ran into Evie's sword. She didn't hit him at all. It was all his fault for having his tooth cleft in twain by a lightsaber.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I was shocked because it literally looked like his tooth got cut in half. And
Oh
like,
no.
That is exactly what happened.
I don't mess around.
And you know what? My mother loved you for it.
I know. It's how I won her over.
It was
What?
so
this doesn't seem healthy.
in half is a tooth that has always been kind of protruding out, and it always had bugged my mom. And so Evie snapped it in half,
Really? It
and
was
they-
asking for
and
it.
they had to put like the fake one in, the cap. And my mom was like, "Oh wow, your teeth look so much better."
Wow.
Wow. I felt so bad for bringing you guys to that and having you.
No.
But you do have a great story from it. I mean, you got your tooth cleft in twain by a lightsaber.
It's true, and we found the other half of the tooth, so they were able to make a mold out of it.
Yep.
So, you know,
That's good.
it wasn't that bad. It was terrible for Trevor.
And my tooth now fits in my mouth a little bit better because it's mostly fake.
It does, you
Yep.
know. It doesn't. You don't accidentally bite your lip anymore. So,
Nope.
so there's that. So really, it was a blessing in disguise,
Right.
and I am the best wife ever.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you love someone, you want to hit them in the mouth.
You want to smash my
With a lightsaber.
Yeah.
That's meant for hitting other lightsabers.
around WonderCon.
Oh yeah,
Um,
because the ones that you bought when you bought them for the club were only like $100.
Yeah, they were really, really cheapo. Like it was basically PVC handles with a button on it that were spray painted black. But the cool thing was that you could actually screw it. Like they had an Allen screw, right? That you can put the blade into it. It's like if you can imagine a hollow PVC pipe that had a flashlight just pointing up into it, and so it glowed. But they sold these colored discs, and you could put the colored discs inside of it, and you could turn your lightsaber into different colors. Like for a while, I had 2 pink lightsabers, and that was really fun. Yeah. What,
Nothing.
Mike?
Nothing.
What? Yeah, nothing. That's right, nothing.
How many pink lightsabers do you own, Mike?
I own a red double-sided one.
Okay. That's
Oh.
pretty cool.
that I built myself at Disneyland. It has the energy crystal and everything.
Yeah,
Cool. Um,
like
but
a real
The
Jedi.
purest of plastics.
That's right.
so
Super
wait,
energy crystal.
Mike,
Yeah.
did you actually play anything while you had mono?
I played like those 2 hours or whatever of City Skylines at your place,
Uh-huh.
and then I've not. Oh, yesterday or 2 days ago, I played Puzzle Pirates.
What's Puzzle Pirates?
How's
let
that?
me let me tell you what Puzzle Pirates is. Puzzle Pirates is an MMO
Okay.
where made in Java,
Okay.
No.
where it's free to play,
Okay.
and it's mostly for kids, which is why I wanted to play it so I could use my superior man brain to dominate kids at Bejeweled and
Oh my
various
God.
other puzzly type games.
I love Bejeweled.
You're
Like-
hardcore, Matt. Mike.
Every single, so basically it's like it's a weirdly deep game and like how many things you can do. You can own a ship, you can own islands, you can own buildings and shops and stuff. And everything in the game that you do, from like bilging water on your ship to like
Wow.
carpentry to like repairing your ship to fighting other people, is all done with like puzzles.
Wow.
It actually sounds like a pretty cool game.
So wait, how does the free-to-play aspect come in?
Some puzzles are only you can only do them on certain days of the week. Otherwise, you gotta pay. If you
Okay.
want to own a shop, you gotta pay. But all of it you can pay with in-game money. You can exchange it for their paid currency.
Ah.
But that would take a while and a lot of playing.
Yeah.
um,
And probably
and
every few months that you save up enough.
yeah, basically. So yeah, I did some brawling, which is essentially you just play Bubble Bubble,
Yeah.
or the one where you point the thing and you shoot the bubble upwards.
Oh, yeah, I love
Oh,
that.
Not the one where you're dragons and you're like walking around.
Yeah.
The one where you're
Puzzle
a dragon and you're pointing the thing. Yeah,
Puzzle Bubble, or in North America, Bust a Move.
that's the one. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
exactly Bust a Move in every way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I played a bunch of that, and yeah, that's basically it. I haven't played like any actual like real game, I think.
You know what? Puzzle Pirates sounds like the realest game.
I kept meaning to play more of what's that game called? Path of Exile,
Oh, okay.
Oh, right, that MMO.
but then I didn't. I
All right.
still mean to play it at some point, maybe this week.
I have a friend who is super into Path of Exile. He has played it consistently for like a year now.
Wait, which
Yeah.
one is that?
You've not seen Path of Exile.
Okay.
It's straight up Diablo 2
Yeah.
with graphics like Diablo 3. Well, but in the style of Diablo 2.
And a level up system like Final Fantasy X.
Yeah, the talent tree is more of a talent web,
Yeah. Yes.
and instead of like in Diablo 2 where you distribute like one passive point to intellect and stuff, that is also done as part of the talent tree, the passive intellect buffs, or strength or dexterity, whatever.
Like a talent network, if you
Yeah,
will.
and the talent network has over 1,000 talents in it.
Yeah.
So it's a web with over 1,000 points in it.
It's pretty outrageous.
Throughout the game, you get around 130 points or something to put in it. And every single class shares that exact same web. The only difference is where on the web their class starts.
Oh, that's cool.
It's almost exactly like the Sphere Grid.
Sure.
Final Fantasy X.
In fact, I'll show you a little picture real quick.
It's a pretty overwhelming picture.
Yeah.
Now let's see.
So I kept meaning to play that, but instead of that, I bought a book that is extremely video game related.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Called Ready Player One, and I don't know if I like that book yet. Like,
Okay,
I'm hooked and I can't stop reading.
Wait, what is it?
So, yeah, you can tell it caps.
Yeah, here's what the town tree looks like. Hold on. Yeah. Can you see it?
Yep, that's a galaxy.
Yeah.
Hell of a talent tree.
This is not even the finished one. I think they added more to it.
Oh, good lord.
Um, yeah, they definitely added a whole bunch to this. Anyway, yeah, so Ready Player One is a book about if Peter Molyneux created Second Life and then still did the whole
Like,
cube thing, kinda.
yeah.
So basically, extremely famous game designer that's obsessed with the 80s creates basically Second Life, a game
Yeah.
where it's essentially the internet. You buy things in it for real life as well as in game, and the in-game currency is worth real money. There's a world for literally everything you can imagine. You can.
Yeah.
There's one for like. They even by name mentioned that Azeroth from World of Warcraft is a playable world in that game. And like StarCraft, well not StarCraft, Star Trek, Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica, anything, any sci-fi or fantasy world is in that game. And so he was born in the 70s or something. And then the year is 2044, and he is dead. And he made a video will announcing that whoever solves this intricate puzzle will get his entire fortune.
Oh, we're back.
Wait, what?
That, sorry.
That's okay. I know the synopsis.
Yeah, so everyone who was... Yeah, so he made a video will saying that everyone, or whoever wins his contest will get his entire fortune of $280 billion.
Also, kind of like Peter Molyneux and his sequence
thing.
puzzle box thing that didn't really work out.
Wait, but
Exactly.
isn't like you get the rights to the game?
You essentially become the new owner of that
Game itself.
of that game.
Which is
I mean,
integrated into society at this point.
It's like Second Life if Second Life actually did become like the second internet, like they said it might be.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Go to school by being in the game.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it is
very heavily part of society. Like instead of the internet, people just go on Oasis.
It shouldn't be owned by one person. It should probably be government in itself, but he's set it up so that whoever finds his fortune gets to be king.
I mean,
Yes.
you're probably right, but you know.
It's a story.
Yes.
Yes. So.
Government really
So
don't follow him.
how far are you into this, Caps?
So in the book it says the guy got to find 3 keys, 3 gates, then an egg.
Yeah.
I got to the part where he gets the first key.
Okay.
But yes, another big part of the book is since the guy, the game designer, was obsessed with the 80s, he had like a journal that was filled with 80s things, like it's just stuff that he wrote. And because of that, 80s pop culture became so big in 2044 to the point where it's obnoxious to read. People argue about 80s trivia.
That's very true. Like so many chapters in that book are like people talking about like who designed what and like the actors already split. And,
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
You read nerd arguments in this book.
Yes, very much so.
In this world, people go into chat rooms and then argue with one another for cred over how much they know about the 80s.
Yes, because everything.
Why are
in
you
that
reading
book,
this?
No, everything. No, like. Here's what's so upsetting: the fact that like the '80s arguments are actually important to the story of the book.
Oh, they are essential.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah, because the whole thing, people think that everything in the book, in his journal, is a riddle. but the guy was so obsessed with the 80s that they became obsessed with the 80s. Like,
Yeah.
everyone
Uh-huh.
thought that everything had a secret meaning. So
Yeah.
everyone was super obsessed with every piece of 80s pop culture.
Oh my god.
It's been a while at this point, Kelly, since he set up this trust fund. Like, he's been dead.
Oh
So-
yeah, it's been 5 years since he died, and 5 years since people were obsessed with the 80s.
So, like, people have been digging into this riddle for a long time.
Yeah. So it's been 5 years. Like, actually, it's been like, people were obsessed with the 80s for maybe like 2 years in the book, and now only like really hardcore people who are still looking for the egg
Yeah.
are extremely obsessed with the 80s, and that's who the book follows.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It
Yeah.
really follows that community of people that are searching.
It's fine.
But like, they some like the way to describe games and stuff is like so dead on. It was like, oh, it's a game for the Atari 2800 where you're basically a pixel and you fight a dragon that looks like a duck. I'm like, wait, are they talking about adventure? And they're like, it's a game called Adventure. I'm like, god damn it.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that book. Like, I won't say too much about it because like I don't want to give away like the ending and all that.
Yeah.
Like the only gripes I really had about it were sort of like some of the pacing stuff really bothered me. Like I felt like things just moved way too fast sometimes.
Yeah.
But overall, like I actually thought it was a pretty enjoyable book.
For me, I thought the first 60 or so pages were really slow.
Yeah.
But then I can't put it down. Like,
Yeah.
the moment this podcast stops, I'm going to continue reading.
Turned into a movie.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, like one of the things that happened in the book was to find the first key, he had to like the riddle was something Tomb of Horrors or whatever, and Tomb of Horrors happens to be a freaking D&D module.
Yeah.
It was like a D&D adventure from 1978, and so that module was programmed into Oasis, and so he had to find the cave, and inside the cave or the tomb was like this lich that he needed to defeat to possibly maybe find that key, that first key, and then he's like, wait, the lich shouldn't be here, and then he like fights the lich, or no, he faces the lich, talks to him, and he's like, and the lich is like, we must face each other in a joust. And he's like, wait, what do you mean? There's no horses, we don't have lances? And he's like, no, no, no. The arcade game Joust from 1980s.
Oh my god.
It's so amazing.
And then it goes into great detail describing every aspect of the game
It's Joust, baby.
as it is in real life. And I'm like, god damn it, I played this like a few weeks ago on an actual arcade machine. Yeah, and then wait, there was something else that was like really funny to me, and I can't remember. But yeah, it is so gamey. It is so cheesy.
It is. It's
It is very fun though.
It is so gamey.
Yeah, it is. If Sword Art Online was appealing.
Sword Art Online.
Oh, I remember what was funny. In the beginning of the book, there's footnotes describing some things that happen. Like when they were watching the video, well, the footnotes described like, yeah, in this part of the video, he opens these doors exactly like this 1984 cover to the D&D Player's Handbook,
Oh my god.
illustrated by this artist. And I'm pretty sure you can look up that handbook, and you'll see the actual picture of what they're describing.
Oh my
Like, it
god.
goes into so much like actual detail for such minute stuff. It's fucking ridiculous. And I'm gonna keep reading and keep just shaking my head at it and be like, I understand where this is going. I know this game.
I'm really excited for when you get to the dance chapter and
Don't-
dolphins happen.
You shouldn't
Oh, no.
talk about these sort of things while we're live.
That's not even integral to the plot. It's just a thing that happens.
It's not, but people might want to find out on their own.
Dancing
yeah.
with dolphins tells you nothing.
That's true. I guess it doesn't.
So Ready Player One, entertaining book, and I think I did something else that's notable, but I can't remember. So, who played a game? Let's start with Trevor.
All right. So first off, I guess we'll talk more about Ready Player One next time when you have finished it, most likely.
100%. I'm gonna finish it by like Wednesday.
Yeah. Maybe then we'll spoil everything. It'll be fine. Okay.
No, Caps, you better text me when you get to the dolphin part.
You got it. Wait, dolphin? Okay.
Okay. For the purposes of this podcast, I have 2 topics to present.
Okay.
2%. Okay.
Okay. So first, I can either offer some words in defense of Dead or Alive, or I can complain about Capcom.
Please, Dead or Alive, or do both. God,
I want to hear about Capcom because I already know that Dead or Alive is a solid fighting game.
I love Dead or Alive.
But
That's what it up. Like I can do the Dead or Alive one real fast. Like
okay.
Real solid fighting game, but I feel bad about playing it in front of other people because it's weird.
Yeah, me too. I feel bad for playing it as a woman, dude.
People can't play it in front of me.
No.
He feels too guilty.
So, like, the thing is, like, Dead or Alive 5, like, there's things in there that almost make it, like, when I'm entertaining guests and stuff, there's almost enough stuff in there that I could almost make it a game that I could play in front of people. The only thing I wish they could add, or they would add, is the ability to turn on or off certain costumes.
Oh, yeah.
You already have the power to turn off, like, the breast engine physics stuff, so you can make that less weird. But you can't change the costumes, and the way arcade mode works is the costumes are randomly selected.
Oh, no.
So no matter what you do, there's always a risk that there's going to be some weird, like...
Suddenly bondage friendship.
Yeah. It's like, there's always weird stuff's going to be up on screen while you got people over.
With panty shot.
Yeah, well, sometimes. Not always, but...
I know, there's surprise panty shots.
You
never know if you're safe.
So, like... And, like, I just want to make it clear, like, if you're someone who enjoys, like, the boobs, I don't want to take those away. I want the ability to be able to play that game and show it to people without them worrying that I'm showing them, like, softcore porn. That's all I want.
It's really the awkward panty shots that do it for me. Like,
Here's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Clearly, the game you're playing is not extreme enough for you.
So I should get Extreme Beach Volleyball?
Exactly. Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball 2.
Oh,
Set your age to 99.
Yeah. Trump's videos on Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball are some of my favorite things on the internet, I think. Those are phenomenal videos.
Yep.
But yeah, I think we can sum up the Dead or Alive thing just there. We can leave that there, be done, and we can move on and pivot to the larger issue, which is Capcom.
Just in general.
So here's the thing. I love Resident Evil as a series, and it's hurting me lately. Like it's wounding me because let's are we freezing? Am I not on air? I don't think I'm on.
No,
air.
you're on air.
Good. Okay.
Caps just wasn't moving.
Oh well,
Sometimes he stops moving.
everything kind of froze for a second there. I was worried that maybe we were crashing.
I'll just keep moving continuously.
But so I really enjoyed Resident Evil 4. I really enjoyed Resident Evil 5.
But
Resident Evil 6 convinced me that Capcom didn't know what made that series good, and I have yet to feel like they've really got it back yet.
What about Revelations?
Revelations 2 was a good game. It has things in it that I think are fantastic, but I also worry about how Capcom approaches their games. Like, just releasing them in general, I don't think they understand what people want from their games. Because they released Revelations 2 on Steam, right?
Okay.
The store page, like the list of things in the game, they just copied and pasted it straight from the console version. And so they didn't disclose the fact to the public that, like, if you bought the PC version, it wouldn't have local co-op. and that raid mode, which is like an online mode, would not have online functionality for like a month and a half. So people bought the game and then couldn't play it with other people, and they were like, what the hell's going on? On the store page it says I can, and Capcom was like, oops, sorry. So that didn't instill a lot of confidence, right, in me as a fan. And then they proceeded to continuously do things that were problematic. So like they put out a patch because there were these horrible frame rate drop issues where like every time you like fired a gun or when you came into a new room there'd be these horrible frame rate drops. And then it would kind of rebound and everything would be okay. So Capcom was like, hey, we fixed it. We know how to fix it. Here's a patch. The patch broke the game. Frame rates were now at like 5 the entire time.
Sweet.
I don't know how they missed that in QA. Did they just skip QA for that?
So here's the thing: is I think they QA'd, but I think they QA'd only for the console version. I don't think that they had working on the PC version because the amount of stuff they took out of it implies to me that there were things they couldn't figure out, and instead of having someone QA it, they decided to remove it. Now, to be fair, a lot of that stuff is now in the game. Like they have since patched in the ability to play offline co-op with people. They've since put in online raid mode. But just the way that game was released in general for like a month and a half really concerns me. And it's been a trend in Capcom in general for the past couple of months, even year and a half roughly, I would say, where they botch things that seem like easy targets to me, like easy moves. And I'm worried for the future of that company.
I think they just desperately would like someone to tell them what to do.
Yeah.
They're like, guys, can someone please,
it's like, because they
let
lost,
us know?
After losing like Kenji Ifune, I feel like that they have suffered significantly ever since.
Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter is really good.
Yes, and that is
so is
Capcom.
their service for it. Every month they're releasing a bunch of free DLC.
Yeah.
That's just available forever. It's not timed or anything. If you buy the Monster Hunter 4 in 6 months, you'll have 8 months worth of DLC you can download for free.
And like the way they do that DLC is really smart too, because they have they release low rank and high rank stuff. So no matter what point you're at in the game, there's something you can do to earn those DLC rewards. And I think that's like that stuff's really smart. So like I am conflicted on Capcom as a company because I see them damaging their own products over here, but then doing other ones really well.
I think it's when they focus on a single platform is when they do well, and when they try to release on several different ones, they fail miserably.
Yeah, I think their porting team might just, I don't know, have issues.
And I guess my problem with Resident Evil as a series is like larger than just the release problems. It's like Resident Evil 4 still had a lot of tense moments in it. There were a lot of horror aspects, and I feel like the series is struggling to figure out how to make horror part of that game again.
I don't know how to be scary.
Like, because 5 was super action-y, and then 6. Oh, 6.
And then 6 existed.
Oh my god, I wish it didn't. I don't know what happened with 6. That is a game made by committee. It's like
it's a camel.
It is a camel, and just anyway. Okay, so Revelations managed to kind of bring back some of the horror aspects, which I liked. The first Revelations, not this new one. This new one, it almost gets it. I think they get pretty close to bringing back like the horror aspect. I feel like they're trying to get it back.
I feel like they wanted to get it back, but then they played Tomb Raider, and they were like, "Wait, guys, survival on an island's really hot right now. Also,
Maybe.
chicks are cool right now, so let's just put those in there."
I will say, in Revelations 2, they introduced a character named Moira Burton. It's Barry Burton's daughter, and she is a phenomenal character. She is incredible. I totally believe that she's like a teenager, but that she's still like tough enough to kind of like survive on her own. And she has some amazing lines of dialogue, such as there's a sequence where Claire tells her to like jump across a bridge, and then the bridge starts to fall, and Claire has to like scramble and pull her back up. And as soon as she gets Moira back up, Moira goes, "Fuck you, Hollywood! That wasn't even close to easy." It was great. And like, there's all sorts of little tongue-in-cheek things in Revelations 2 that kind of harken back to like it's things for Resident Evil fans. Like, there's another point where you're in a room where Claire is about to be smushed, and after you get out, Claire is like, "Boy, I was almost a Claire sandwich," and Moira's like, "Oh my God, does Barry tell everyone that story?" And then the last little reference that I thought was just great was there's a point where you find a helicopter, and this guy's like, "So we're missing a battery and fuel." And Claire goes, "Okay, find a battery and fuel. Got it." And Moira goes, "You think we're just going to find that stuff lying around?" And Claire goes, "In my experience, yeah."
That's great.
There's all sorts of stuff in Revelations 2 that kind of gives me confidence that they're kind of like starting to figure out how to like make that series relevant and good again.
But I mean, based on what you're telling us, they're really focused on the fans. So I think on a certain level, they're very scared of alienating their main revenue source, because what other revenue sources does Capcom have? They have Mega Man, and...
That was a ton of stuff.
Okay, that's true. They do have a ton of shit. But maybe they're just very scared of alienating their base, you know?
I think maybe they're a little too scared, because, like, Mega Man, right, you mentioned Mega Man. So... Kenji Ifune left Capcom a couple years ago, and he's ever since been working on Mighty Number 9, which looks kind of like Mega Man.
Just kind of. Just a little bit.
Yeah. So, but Capcom still has the intellectual rights to Mega Man, and Kenji Ifune has been on record saying, "I kind of hope Capcom continues to use my character." And when Kenji Ifune left, Capcom canceled every Mega Man game they had in development. Every single one. They canceled Mega Man Legends, which people were excited for. They canceled Mega Man Universe. Mega Man doesn't appear in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and then people voted. They voted on the forums to put Mega Man in the game, and Capcom rewrote the results of that poll to make it look like Mega Man didn't win.
What?
You know what? That sounds like a power play. It sounds like Kenji Ifune left because someone wanted to steer the company in a different direction, and when he left, there were very bitter feelings about it.
That's very possible. But
why would they do that? Because, Mega Man makes money for them,
Yeah, he hasn't in a long time, though, because they haven't given him a chance to. Mega Man has made more money for Nintendo, I'm willing to bet, in the last 2 years than it has for Capcom.
Wow.
Well, no, because Mega Man Nintendo had to buy the rights.
Capcom probably did make something in Smash Brothers, but I just mean, to me, that is Capcom. When I think of Capcom, the first thing I usually think of is Mega Man, then Resident Evil, then Monster Hunter.
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter 2, that's a good point. Although,
there's a new Street Fighter coming out, Street Fighter 5.
There is a new Street Fighter coming out, and I am so far not impressed, but it's still pretty recent, so we'll see. But okay, so here's the other thing that I'm disappointed in with Capcom, is every major Street Fighter game, right, has had some sort of major reason or overhaul to exist, right?
Yeah.
So, Street Fighter 2 was kind of that is the linchpin of fighting games.
Yes.
That is the standard fighting games are held up to. Street Fighter 3, they introduced a whole new cast. They had a bunch of the parry system stuff. Street Fighter 4 felt a little bit more like Street Fighter 2, but you had the focus attacks, the thing that
3D and looked cool.
Yeah.
John Lee had the thighs the size of skyscrapers sideways.
There were definitely some super thighs. There were some super thighs.
Yeah.
So then I've seen a lot of promos and stuff for Street Fighter 5 right now, and it looks exactly like Street Fighter 4.
Yeah, it's Street Fighter 4 Mega Ultra Double Edition.
Yeah.
The Mega Ultra We Need More Money Edition.
Yeah, and so I'm worried. And even the professional community so far has not responded very well to what they've seen of Street Fighter 5 either. Now that game's still a good ways out, so I think it's a little unfair to just say I think it's going to be garbage right now, because we don't really know a whole lot about it. But what I have seen so far has not inspired confidence that they know what they're doing with that just yet. But it's not like Capcom has completely dropped the ball on everything.
Yeah, it's not like they released a TV show based on Dead Rising or anything.
That was
It's
so
funny
painful.
because they did.
I know. Oh, man.
I haven't seen it though. It might be good. If it follows Frank West, it's probably good.
Maybe I
He
maybe I
covered wars, you know.
see how I feel. So yeah, I mean, my feelings on Capcom right now are complicated. All this to say, I've played a lot of Resident Evil lately.
What about the other big game, Final Fantasy 13 too?
Oh
He hasn't started that
my
yet.
God,
I'm gonna keep asking that every time.
I
He's playing Dark Souls right now, okay?
I'm playing Scholars of the First Sin, yeah, but 13.2 is gonna happen soon.
It's not gonna happen until I go away, though.
That's true.
That's not till the end of May.
I could start playing it to collect footage,
Or
like
you could not.
Yeah.
Because I want you to be happy while I'm here.
Happiness is so overrated. Well, what about our happiness?
Yeah,
You
what
know?
about our
We'll
entertainment?
have it in June. You can have all of Trevor's depression in June. I will give that to you guys.
it's a
You
wonderful
can be the
gift.
heralds of his.
Not enough.
I can work with that. Although, wait, aren't we going to E3 in June?
Oh yeah, how we are.
We're big gaming people. We go to E3.
I know. I actually don't know if I can go to E3 if I have the time off to do it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so we'll
That's
see.
a problem.
We'll see. If not, I'll send someone else in my. I'll send Foss there if I don't have enough PTO. Then he can be Kelly.
Okay.
All right, I think I'm done talking about Resident Evil. Though I do want to they added in Resident Evil 6 suck, and Moira puts them to shame. She's so much better than all the other characters they introduced in 6. And why do they keep introducing more characters when they already have a sprawling cast? Okay, I'm done.
They need to inject some new blood into the mix, Trevor.
They're so bad at it, though. They introduced a character in Resident Evil 6 just to kill him. That is the only reason he's in there is so they could kill somebody at the end.
But
You know what Resident
Trevor?
Evil needs?
What does it need?
Palicos.
You might be right. That would definitely breathe a new life into the series.
Palicos dressed as Mega Man.
I would love it if the next game that stars like Leon and he just has a Palico running around. It's like an FBI Palico. It's like his
Making cat puns.
oh yeah, that would do it. That would do it for me.
You're under per arrest.
Oh god. And then Leon just like slaps him whenever he makes a bad one. Like that.
Yeah. He's like, don't you dare slap a mouse in Harry.
That'd be a great game. I'd play that. I'd buy that on day
It would just be the entire game would just be that one scene from Super Troopers. Now, do I make myself clear? Do I drink milk out of a saucer? Do I jump all nimbly bimbly?
That would be a much better Resident Evil game than Resident Evil 6.
I would play the crap out of it.
It'd
It would
great.
be the first Resident Evil I buy ever.
Oh, you have never played a Resident Evil game, Caps?
I've played Resident Evil games. I've never bought Resident Evil games.
Oh.
I don't like horror games. I've had a.
Well, I have good news for you. The latest Resident Evil games aren't really horror games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've had Amnesia The Dark Descent since it came out. I hadn't installed it ever.
That's a freaky game.
Yeah. Although I did play the water level. The water
Okay.
level was pretty fun.
Yeah, no, that's kind of like the first major scare to me in that game is that water level sequence.
Yeah, it was also in the demo, which is why I played it. It was the only part of the demo. But yes. Anyway, have you played
Kelly,
anything else?
Trevor, did you play anything else?
Me? Oh, did I play anything else? I have played a lot of Dark Souls, Scholars of the First Sin.
Wait, did you say dollars of the first sin?
Dollars.
No, he actually said the Bloodborne, the not Bloodborne.
Yes. I I have in fact purchased, or not purchased, but upgraded to Scholars of the First Sin because I can't play Bloodborne. That is an accurate statement. And is Dark Souls 2 again? Like it's the same map, same layout, and everything. But what is different in Scholars of the First Sin is the enemy placement, and also some of the lore descriptions, and some of the dialogue.
So, wait,
Yeah.
what is it?
Okay, so Scholars of the First Sin is Dark Souls 2. You're playing Dark Souls 2 again, alright? So if you liked Dark Souls 2, here it is again.
Like from the beginning
From the beginning
to the end.
to the end. But all of the enemies are in different places. Some of the bosses have new patterns. Some of the dialogue is different, and some of the descriptions of equipment are different, and there's new equipment in the game as well.
So it's New Game Plus.
It's a little bit more complicated than New Game Plus. Because so New Game Plus in the original game did that very thing. Like, right, it added harder enemies in certain areas. There were like new invaders, and stuff like that. In Scholars of the First Sin, they've completely like repositioned all of the enemies, and some of them have been repositioned for the sake of lore. Like for example, there are these knights called Hide Knights, right? And in the first game, like when Dark Souls 2 when it first came out, these Hide Knights were everywhere. Like they were in every world, and they were all non-hostile until you attacked them.
And now they're Seek Knights.
Now all of the Hide Knights, I like that, Seek Knights, that's pretty good. Hide and Seek Knights. It's great, they're like warring clans. So now all of the Hide Knights are in Hyde's Tower of Flame, which is named after their order, and they're all lying around and they're non-hostile. But when you kill the boss of Hyde's Tower of Flame, they all become hostile in that area and start attacking you.
Okay.
So stuff like that is now present throughout the entire game. There's also there's certain areas have been made easier and certain areas have been made harder. They added a bunch of giant enemies to like the starting areas that are just kind of like, so that's kind of spooky.
They're kind of like what?
Kind of spooky. It's spooky. It's
okay.
It's unsettling because like this is a thing that could kill you in like 2 hits, and it's just kind of hanging out in the starting area.
Oh.
So, but they've also all right. So like in the Forest of Fallen Giants, which is like one of the first areas you go through the game, there used to be a room where all these guys would just attack you as soon as you came up a ladder. Now all of those guys are laying down, and they only get up as you approach them. So they've simultaneously made certain areas of the game way harder, and then made certain areas way more approachable.
Mm.
So it's an interesting way to kind of like breathe life into that game again. If you have the original, like it's not really worth like buying the game a second time. If you have it on the PC, there's a discount for like upgrading if you don't have any of the DLC. But if you like Dark Souls, it's more Dark Souls, except different enough to kind of maybe justify playing it again.
But why not just make it Dark Souls
You have to pay
3?
for them to rearrange the thing?
So you do, because they like money.
Yeah.
If you have all the DLC and the core game, then I think the upgrade just happens. But then so there's this other weird thing, right, where the way it's handled in Steam is this new version operates like it has a completely different save file. So it's like 2 separate games in your Steam library, even though what you did was upgrade. So if you want to play the original version of Dark Souls 2, you can still do that.
That's kind of weird.
This is dumb.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
I'm gonna go and say what I said about Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 2 sounds dumb.
To kind of answer your question, though, Kelly, like Dark Souls 3, I guess, in the form of Bloodborne, which is a new game from Software, but it's a PS4 exclusive only, so it's not something I can play.
Why did they do that, man? That is not okay. Some bitches can't afford PS4.
Yeah, I mean, it's the way exclusives work lately. I think maybe we'll see a PC release at the end of maybe the year. But then at the same time, I think Sony's a little bit better at protecting their exclusives than Microsoft has been. Because like Microsoft has Sunset Overdrive and
The
Sunset.
end.
But then if you look at Sony's library, they've got like Uncharted and they've got Infamous, and like all that stuff has still remained only on PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, like From Software has released Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2 on PC. It's not completely unrealistic that they would someday put Bloodborne on PC as well.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Give, like, you know, those of us who don't have a PS4 a chance.
yeah, that'd be nice.
Alrighty.
Kelly, what have you been up to?
Okay.
Something else, Caps?
Oh, I said Eevee, but okay.
Oh,
No,
did you want to
go
talk?
with Evie.
I have been playing the game of my thesis is due in a month, so been doing
So
a
no
lot.
video games, no fun for you.
Well, you know, I've played more Rune Factory. So there's that. I've made it to winter. I have some opinions on their festival short games and how they explain them to you, because they don't. They do not fucking explain to you what the shit a turnip toss is. They're just like, yeah, we're gonna do this turnip toss turnips. I'm like, what does that even mean? I don't know what I mean. So then it loads me in, and all of a sudden people are hitting me with turnips, and I'm like, okay, I guess.
Well, I mean, when a mommy and a daddy love each other very much, they
toss each other's turnips.
They toss each other's turnips, right?
Yeah, I think it's an ESRB thing. I think they just couldn't explain it to you.
It's true. There was also a monster battle festival in which they were like, yeah, you know, you gotta, or a monster, it was some sort of monster contest. So like, yeah, you gotta pick a monster that's like really friendly with you. So I was like, okay, I'll pick my cow, because my cow like loves me. No, it's a fucking like monster battle. So you want to pick something that's gonna like kick someone else's ass. So instead, my poor cow goes out there and like actual monsters come out and just kill it. And I was like, wow, thanks game for setting me up for that heartache.
Yeah, but now you know for next year.
I do.
Yeah.
I know for next year. I've made it past. I've made it to the next empire now. I'm in the sex empire.
The what?
What?
Yeah, it's the sex empire. SECHS.
That's unfortunately named.
Is
Wow.
the name.
Wow.
When you put it in text, you don't pick up on it because it's not spelled like sex. But then you say it out loud, and you're like, yeah, that's the sex empire.
They probably have a lot of very disappointed visitors.
They must. They really must. They're the evil. So there's a lot of things like that, and they're very cryptic about what they want, which is just not good. Also, they're raping the earth, so I guess it sort of applies to them. So yeah, I've made it there, and now I have to defeat the water dragon. But the fucking water dragon flies around in a circle, and I have a close range weapon, so that's not going well at all.
Yeah, it sounds like you're way farther than I ever got.
I got it. Well, because the fucking dragon collapsed again, which is just,
Yeah.
unfortunate for the dragon. And then I made it to, my first roadblock was the second fire dragon. The first fire dragon I beat the shit out of. And then they were like, well, now we're going to summon it again, and it's better. And I was like, well, fuck you. And so I was like, fuck, I couldn't beat it. It just would kill the shit out of me. And it didn't make any sense because I was a really high level, so I looked online, and they were like, yeah, you gotta upgrade your gear. Because apparently my gear has a level, which no one talked to me about in the game.
Well, did you ever play WoW? I mean, it's right there.
No, but Kelly, that's not how the level works.
No, I'm fairly certain this is how leveling works. Like, after you get to max level, you gotta level your gear.
No, what happens is you make new gear, right? You make what would be considered a really high level gear, but it starts at level 1. and you have to add things to that armor to get it to level up.
Oh yeah, they introduced that in Pandas. Yeah,
Mhm.
upgrading, and then you have to enchant it too, and jewel it.
Wait,
This is like RPG
wait,
101, EB. I
wait,
mean, come on.
real quick, real quick. So apparently this is for Trevor mostly.
Okay.
Apparently, the Dead Rising thing already came out, the
Oh, no.
movie. It came out on Crackle, which is, I guess, Sony's thing.
Yeah.
And it follows Frank West, and you know who he's played by?
Who?
Rob Riggle.
Really?
Who's
Yeah,
Rob Riggle?
the
That
greatest person to possibly play Frank West.
that actually kind of works.
Yeah, Rob Riggle was the really, really tough buff like army guy on The Daily Show.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he was the like meathead correspondent.
Oh
Yeah,
my
like he was actually
God.
like in the army and stuff. And now I need to watch this.
I
Anyway,
guess
so
I'll give it a shot. I live for Capcom to either surprise me or disappoint me.
it's already out. You can watch it. It's free.
I probably will. I probably will.
Oh man. Okay, sorry. Go on. Keep going. Whatever you were talking about, I wasn't paying attention. I'm tired. I have mono.
True. Oh, something else I discovered. Winter does not freeze all your crops.
Wait,
So-
really?
Yeah. So I'm still like farming in winter, which is awesome.
Oh,
I
wow.
didn't expect that. I was preparing for everything to die, and then I'm still harvesting strawberries. And like, isn't the ground frozen? But I'm not going to correct the game.
Yeah,
Whatever.
every other Harvest
Evie,
Moon and
Evie.
Rain Factory froze over.
Do you believe in magic in a young girl's heart? Do-do-do-do-do-do.
We'll
Yeah.
get taken off of YouTube.
Can free her whenever it starts.
No, the
'Cause
music. There's actually
how that-
someone. I kid you not. I went on a mission where that happened
Oh, okay.
Oh my
in
god.
this game.
Wait, we
No,
got kicked off
no.
of YouTube?
No holds are barred. It's all about it. Uh,
So
Yeah.
did you play anything else besides Rune Factory?
no, it was just I got such little time, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play Rune Factory and see if I can do some more things. Oh, I discovered that you can grow a dungeon,
Oh yeah, that's right.
which I haven't successfully done yet. Right now, I think I'm growing. No, I'm growing a dungeon because you have to go into the dungeon and defeat the dungeon to get the sword flower, and then you can grow a sword or a shield, which is just blowing my mind right now. So that's.
Okay.
But I'll let you know what happens when that actually grows.
Okay.
Okay, Kelly. What have you played?
What have I played? I played City Skylines for a little bit. Yeah, and I remember when we were playing City Skylines when you were over like 2 weeks ago.
That was, yeah.
Yeah, that was the last time I played it. It's a pretty good game.
You're really bad at it.
No, I'm not, dude. What the fuck? Why the fuck am I bad at it?
Your town was failing horribly with like 200 people in it.
It was fine. I was making money.
Were you?
Yeah,
I
I
remember you being
was
horribly in the
like,
red.
all disbelief. Yeah, I was making fucking money.
I remember you being horribly in the red.
Well, I ran out of money and then I made more.
Was the government not
What?
pulling their weight in this town, or were
Wait.
those 200 people not pulling their weight?
I'm really fiscally irresponsible. That's why.
Kelly's whole town was all like zigzags and stuff.
No, it was laid out. It's just that I was doing so. I was overachieving with my finance, and it was fine. But I played that. It was a good game. I like City Skylines.
You should play more of it.
Yeah, but I'm addicted to other games right now. And I got Plague Inc. finally. I know Plague Inc. has been out for forever, but
Yeah.
it's still in early access. I don't
Is it
understand
really?
why. Yeah, they already have fucking sponsorship from Planet of the Apes with that like simian flu thing.
Yeah. That's because the
And
game has already been released ages ago on the iPad.
yeah, and it's absolutely ridiculous that they call themselves early access still. I mean, I feel like they should just take themselves out of early access. Like,
Why?
what does early access give them that they don't already have? You know?
It doesn't give them anything. It just means that they think the game's not finished yet, and you should also
It,
not think the game's finished yet.
it gives them plausible deniability.
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever.
That is,
If the game if it bugs in any way, they can just be like, "Oh, we're in early access."
that's the
That's
only
so shitty, though. I mean, like, Prison Architect is still an early access game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's not.
that's because they add features literally every month and do
Yeah.
bug squishes every other month.
Yeah, Prison Architect is still introducing some pretty like major things.
Yeah, like
Well-
they just introduced Death Row.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
really dislike games that say they're early access and they're really not.
I have mixed feelings on early access. I think it depends. It's on a per game basis. Like
Yeah.
from one angle, I appreciate early access because like there are certain studios that probably wouldn't be able to continue working on their game unless early access was an avenue for them to maybe get some money back. But then I feel like there are also developers that take advantage of that.
Oh,
And they-
yeah, absolutely.
And they either put a game out on early access that is clearly not ready for public consumption in any form,
Hmm.
or alternatively, they put a game out that's like mostly done on early access, and then just leave it in like the early access status forever, so that they can say, hey, it's not actually done yet whenever something goes wrong.
Hmm. Exactly. Anger.
I'm with you. Like I don't know what the rules and restrictions are on early access. I'm sure Steam has some kind of guideline, but there probably should be a little bit more oversight.
I think I think that just needs a little bit more enforcement, you know. But I mean, at the same time, do you really want a game distributor to really be heavy-handed in the access to games between like the public and the game developers? Like, I can see why they have a dilemma.
Yeah, I can too. Like I think Greenlight is a great idea, but I think that sometimes the public can't be trusted on voting on what goes on Steam.
Yeah.
Because I like the idea of early access and Greenlight, but there's definitely some major abuse of it that goes on almost like weekly. I feel like almost every week I hear a story about some crazy developer that just like had all of his friends and family like pile in and put this game on Greenlight that is like a bunch of art assets that were stolen from
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That
Games
is.
adopted. And those games don't stay up on Steam because like as soon as someone points out to Valve or whoever, to somebody that like, hey, that's my stuff, and they just stole it off the store and didn't give me credit, it goes down like right away.
Oh, that's good.
But
Oh,
that
man.
kind of stuff happens probably more than it should.
A couple of weeks ago, I remember on Steam, on the front page, although it might just be my front page, there was a game that was like, I think a management game of some sort, where almost all the art assets were stolen from World of Warcraft.
Are you fucking serious?
Oh yeah.
Man,
Wow.
usually these people set their sights a little low. Like usually they just look for like people on like the Unity store and like take their stuff. They don't usually like go for the big guns.
No. World of Warcraft is a very popular thing to have art assets stolen from.
Really?
Oh yeah. Like every time I get so many Facebook ads where it's just like play our super cool RPG trading card game, and all the art assets is like a screenshot of like Illidan running through the fucking the map from League of Legends.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
The iPhone store is a whole new level of just like thievery, where it's just like play like Coin Man, and it's just like Mario, and he just has like some paint over his hat or something.
Wow.
Danky Kang.
Yeah, it's real bad.
Oh my gosh.
That's probably a bigger dumping ground than Steam for just like complete piracy.
Oh yeah, I can believe. At least Steam, they have a higher quality product, I think, than a lot of those app stores and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and I think part of the problem with like the App Store thing in particular is like I'm currently taking a workshop on like game design for different engines,
Uh-huh.
and what I'm learning is there are an alarming amount of game engines specifically for the App Store that allow you to push your game live at any point.
Wow.
Like right, I've been using the Stencil engine, and there is actually a just like publish to App Store button.
Mhm.
So there's not like there probably is like some kind of review process. It probably doesn't go live right away, but I feel like it's really easy to flood the market when that's an option for your engine.
Oh, I can see that. It's kind of like get rich quick, just kind of make something super basic and then put a really cute icon on it and then name it something very familiar to something that's already out and
Mhm.
then just market for $1 and watch the monies roll in.
Or make it free with a whole bunch of ads.
Oh, yeah, that's true, huh?
Me too. And then when it gets pulled, just make another.
Yeah, that's right. You heard it here first on
Or when it
Facerollin.
gets really popular, pull it anyway. Be like, oh, I just want it to be left alone, and then you put it back in. Flappy
Ah!
Bird. That's exactly what Flappy Bird did.
Yeah, yeah. He did eventually release a second Flappy Bird, didn't he?
I have no idea. I
I'm,
know
I'm,
everyone else did.
I think there is now a second like Flappy Bird game where you go up and down instead of left and right.
No.
Or I think sorry, up instead of right. I'll be
There
more
you go.
specific.
So you go left and right instead of up and down then.
Well, in the new one you go up. You have like a
Well, no,
little
I know,
copter
but
on
you
your
have to
head.
move left and right, right?
Yeah, you do. You move left and right to go through like the
Whereas
little
the other
nerves.
one you went up and down.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh my
It's a
god.
whole new dimension. Whoa!
brand new angle on the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I played Plague Inc. For the first time actually after all these years it's been out, and I really like it. It's a great game. I only played the first level, the bacteria level, but I had a lot of fun with it.
Did you win?
Yeah. Oh, the second time I played, I win. I won. Yeah, and I love that you can name your plague. The first one was named the AARP, so that the AARP destroyed humanity.
That's good.
Yeah, and
That's
so I want to put like Michael Jackson's pubes for the next virus. Or stuff like that. So I had a lot of fun with that. I really liked that you were able to really see your virus or your killer plague like
Yeah.
ravage the earth and stuff, and that you could plausibly lose because people survive. And
Madagascar, man, every time.
huh?
Madagascar. They always manage to avoid my infections.
Dude, fucking Greenland, man. They can go fuck themselves. That cold ass. I don't want to infect them anyways, miserable ass motherfuckers. Okay. And then I also played Honey Pop. I played a lot of
That's
Honey
right.
Pop.
Did you play it yet?
Huh?
Did you like beat like? Did you beat any of the girls?
Okay, so let me explain a little bit of what Honey Pop is. Honey Pop is like a Japanese dating sim meets Bejeweled. So basically, you go around and you talk to the girls, and then when you go on a date with them, in order to be successful at the date, you have to play Bejeweled, and you have to win under a certain amount of moves, right? And then there's all these cool things like power-ups, and then combos, and then you can like match certain things to get extra moves, right? And so if you have like 4 successful dates, you get to invite them to your bedroom,
Oh, boy.
and then you bejewel their pants off. That
Oh.
is, yeah. It
Yeah,
is
you literally
like,
bejewel them into an orgasm.
yeah, and like the entire time that's happening, they're making like the noises, right? Like porno noises.
Yeah.
And yeah, that happened.
Did
And
you
it turns
did
out,
you see the pictures they sent?
yeah, And I was like, okay, I'm looking at these pictures and I could tell that they put the panties over existing art assets,
Yep.
right? So there's this patch that you can install into your Steam game that takes away the uncensored part. And I did not know this until like last night. So next time I
Uh-huh.
play, I'm definitely going to be using both hands.
No, it adds another thing.
What?
Like, it doesn't just take away the panties, it adds one more thing.
What?
Lots of jizz.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know what? Okay, here's the deal, though. You can choose your gender when you start a new game of Honey Pop. So I
Oh,
chose a
weird.
girl. Yeah, and so like they talk to me like I'm a girl, like, but they're like, okay, so here's the really Okay, so I don't feel that guilty playing Honey Pop as a woman because this is a super kitschy, like over the top representation of women. Like each girl that you're dating is like this hyper extreme version of femininity that's a total stereotype from like rom-com movies. And like it's really funny, and it's just I really liked it. It's a really good game. It's but I think it's better than How to Fool Boyfriend.
What?
Yeah, I absolutely
Yeah,
think it's better than How to Fool Boyfriend.
it probably is.
Wait, did you play with the voice acting on or off?
On. The voice acting is great. I love the voice acting in it. This is a really good game if you want to see boobies and play Bejeweled.
How did you feel about the fact that you as a character have an app that tracks all these women?
Yeah, I mean, when you put it like that, it's pretty bad.
I mean, like, it's obviously like understandable from like a game standpoint, so you can like know where the person you want to meet is,
Yeah.
not have to like keep looking around. But like, if you like, put thought into it, you're just like, oh, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, it is really weird, and you get money from going on dates with them.
Yeah, somehow you gain money from going on dates.
Yeah, and that is not realistic at all.
Maybe you're secretly like a gigolo or like a prostitute. Maybe
Yeah.
they're dating you.
Although I'm pretty sure one of the girls is a prostitute.
Yeah, she's a porn star.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
And
right.
and you know the creepy thing? You know the girl next door girl who's
Which
in
one?
college? The girl
Oh,
next
right.
door?
Is that the Asian one?
No, that's the one with the long blonde hair. That's her daughter.
Oh,
Oh my god. Yep. So it has that going on.
sweet.
I mean, I guess I can appreciate the fact that Honey Pop is not disguising what it is in any way.
It's really not.
No,
But it's really funny and it's really good. I highly recommend it to everyone and it's worth a try.
to literally everyone.
Yeah, to everyone. Your grandma.
Young and old.
Mother's Day is coming up, so no pun intended. But yeah, Honey Pot, Plague Inc., and City Skylines, those are the only games I really played recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that has been our first half. I'm so sleepy right now.
Don't worry. I think our next half is gonna go. It's not gonna take too long.
It's okay. It's just going to be me speaking very animatedly about the love of my life.
Okay. So this has been our first half. We'll be right back with our review of the Turbo Truck Simulator.
No.
Okay.
Euro Truck Simulator 2.
There we go.
And then I'm going to go to bed.
Right.
Follow us like us on whatever.
Facebook,
Facerollin.
SoundCloud. Find
Yes.
us.
SoundCloud, YouTube, Facerollin.
Like us on Pinterest.
Well,
our social interest Tumblr as well.
reblog us on Tumblr and retweet the reblog on Twitter. And then post a screenshot of that on Imgur. And then post that on Reddit.
I don't know. Are there any other layers we could add? Could post it on Stick, put it
Oh,
on
and then Huffington Post will cite your Reddit thing, and then
Yeah.
your friend is gonna share that on Facebook,
Yeah.
and then we go full circle.
And then we're gonna share that on Facebook using our Facerollin account.
And then we're gonna tweet about it from our Twitter.
Oh. And then we're gonna take a screenshot. Okay, I'm done. I'm stopping this broadcast.
We have to break the loop.